later on this month to attract DC artists. Our first guest is Jeff Mimms. He is host of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey presents Jack'n for Beats We Got Bars Tour. And next to him is Sinatris. He is a Chicago MC and the 2013 winner of this contest. Let's welcome them to All Eyes on DC.
Peace. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love.
Man, I appreciate you being here, brother. Mr. Mimms, so please tell us, what is this about? What's going on later on this month?
No doubt. Well, as you said, my name is Jeff Mimms. I'm the host of the Jack'n for Beats We Got Bars competition. And Jack'n for Beats is a real opportunity for up-and-coming MCs. We're giving away $5,000 in a potential record contract with the hottest MC in the DMV area. So it's sponsored by Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Knock on wood, and thank God that we've been in business for 4 years. This program has been all over the United States. We just wrapped up 11-city tour with DJ Khaled. And we're going to be here for the next 2.5 months looking for the hottest MC. So we feature a mobile studio that goes around all throughout the DMV, and MCs come inside, drop a hot 16, and if they're hot enough, they make it to our website. And that means, if they make it to our website, that means they make it to the semifinals.
So what's a hot 16?
Hot 16 is one verse.
No, well, I know, but like, in your opinion, what qualifies for a hot 16? Because I hear a lot of 16s these days.
Indeed.
What's a hot 16?
A hot 16 is something that, you know, is undeniable. And I'm not in the record industry, you see what I'm saying? We have A&Rs, we have DJ Khaled, we have a lot of, you know, figures that actually have that gifted ear that is basically qualifying for being in a hot 16. I just host, you know, I just make it easy and simple for everybody.
Understandably so.
But I could definitely talk to this guy right to my right.
Yeah.
That can tell you exactly what qualifies as hot.
Yeah, so let us know, you know, what do you think made you stand out from the other contestants in 2013?
I am Sinatris. I'm the 2013 Chicago winner of the Jack'n for Beats program, and Jack'n for Beats is one of those platforms, I should say the only platform that really where lyrical content matters. You know, the industry is more so about beats and catchy hooks right now, and Jack'n for Beats actually cares about your lyrical content, your bars, your delivery, your wordplay. Those are the things that matter on the Jack'n for Beats stage, the punchlines, the metaphors, the storytelling. And so that's what set me apart, and that's what got me to actually win the competition, was just my lyrical ability, my wordplay, and my
give a quick 8
punchline.
if you can. Can you give a quick 8?
What's content wise, what should I be
G.
where should I be going?
G or PG. This is a family oriented program, but
Absolutely.
try your best, please.
Absolutely. Let's see. How could you judge a real dude if you ain't him? Only thing to do in that situation is hate him. I believe in loyalty. I am my brother's keeper. It's death before dishonor, and I tell that to the reaper. You see the way that I'm feeling? If I never turn my back on you, you could never stab me in it. Just something like that's just.
Hey, I've been doing this new thing for a minute. It's like,
Bars. Bars.
Oh man. So this is the real turn up on a Friday night. But
No doubt.
so you're talking lyrical content. In your experience, Mr. Mimms, how
We
was
can drop the formalities, man. Just call me
Jeff? All right, cool.
Mr. Mimms
Jeff.
is my pops. He's back in Chicago.
I feel it. I feel that. Shout out to Mr. Mimms. I hope he's listening tonight.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
So, in your experience, how receptive have artists been to those stipulations? You know, just in terms of lyrical content. When you see them come through, you know, say if they had a hot beat, but the lyrics weren't quite there. You know, how receptive were they to receiving criticism or just critiques?
Absolutely. Well, one thing I definitely want to say is because Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey actually is giving back to the community. I mean, oftentimes, and I mean, we definitely are on a real talk show, you know what I'm saying, in terms of we can, you know, kind of be liberal, but oftentimes we as black people consume brands, but they don't ever give back to the community.
Oh, yeah.
And this is one that we're playing in a space where, you know, hip hop is one of those things that has so many politics in it, if you will, you know what I mean? And traditionally, Jack Daniel's in itself, not necessarily Jack Daniel's Honey, but Jack Daniel's No. 7 is a traditional white brand, you know, a conservative white brand. So for them to actually step out and say, hey, listen, man, we're actually launching Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, and we want to play in the space, whereas we know that the black dollar counts, you know what I mean? And why not capitalize on the black dollar and give the dollar back to the black community? So big shouts out to Jack Daniels that, you know, like I said, we've been in this business for 4 years. They actually are, you know, going into neighborhoods that no other brand is going into. So when we talk about the DMV, I heard before you came back from break that you said the southeast side, people were kind of scared to come over in this area. We'll be all through here. We go to every area, you know what I mean? No corner will be untouched in terms of us trying to find a hottest 16. And that's really rare because when you think of big brands, when you think of, you know, programs that's a contest, you know, they're afraid to go to different areas, you know what I mean? But we are definitely one of those that touch the people and listen to the people. And 9 times out of 10, to answer your question, people just want to be heard. You know what I mean? People just want to be heard, and that's what this program is all about. Even if you're not really hot, oftentimes we go to many cities, and people are saying, hey, bro, I appreciate you just listening to me. You know what I mean? And that's just really what
people just want to be heard. I love that. Sinatris, what's the subject matter that you usually touch on in your music?
Life. You know, I'm a kid from the south side of Chicago, and as the media portrays it, it's really like that there. You know, not too far away from what happens in DC. So I just talk about life. I'm an artist, but it's just a reflection of my emotions, feelings, and past experience and previous emotions. Whatever mood I'm in is what I write about. I got music ranging from talking about going to the club and we gonna have some drinks tonight and party and turn up. I got songs talk about being hurt in a relationship by a female before and not necessarily want to get into another one because I'm damaged goods. I got songs, I got a record called Letter to God where I give a prayer just saying the ups and downs of my relationship with my God, and you know what I'm saying, like it just ranges from whatever I'm feeling. No topic can be untouched with me. Like I feel like I get personal as possible with my music because a lot of rappers don't. So I would rather you know me personally as a man. That way anything I do as an artist, you know, you're respected and be comfortable with.
And that's very respectable. You know, not a lot of artists, well, at least in the last couple of decades, have been able to do that. I talk to a lot of young artists and in my dealings here,
right.
And they often tell me that, you know, I like their music. I'm not going to lie. Like, you know, I'm a Gucci Man connoisseur. You know, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, you got your ratchet moments.
You know, trap. You know, back to the trap house. You know, the DJ Drama mixtapes. You know, I'm hip.
Okay.
You know, but I often tell the kids though, I'm like, listen, like that stuff, it sounds nice, but like, why don't you rap about, you know, what's going on in your community, man? Why don't you talk about, you know, why don't you talk about real stuff? Why don't you try to contextualize your experiences in the inner city?
Right. And
they tell me, yo, I want to do that, but the streets, they want this hard stuff. We got to give it to them first, get on top. Then we make the softer stuff.
Right.
And like, what do you say to that? Because we're talking about capitalism here. We're talking about feeding into a system that doesn't love us back.
Yeah.
How are you going to change that paradigm? You know, you being a diversified artist that you are, how are you going to break into the industry and show artists behind you that yes, you can talk about God, you can talk about relation, you can be a human being,
right,
and be an artist and make money at the same time.
The thing about it is you have to perfect your craft. You have to be able to be a chameleon but be true to yourself. Like, and a lot of people don't take those risks doing that because they haven't seen a blueprint successfully done for that. The guys who really talk that talk aren't necessarily the popular. You don't hear that on Top 40 radio and none of that, so they tend to stay away from it. But if you can be a chameleon and say, yo, some days I feel like this, some days I don't, and still make good music. At the end of the day, my biggest thing, I tell myself this every day, is that good music is good music regardless on what it sounds like, and it may take a little longer, but that good music will always find its audience. You know, so it's just somebody, I feel like I'm that guy. I bridge the gap. Like, there's not really anybody you can think of that's like Lupe meets Jeezy, who can talk that talk, but still talk that street life because they come from that.
You just said that you can't talk about the reality of the streets and be lyrical at the same time, but one can argue that in the 90s and early 2000s, people were doing that. The sister here said Scarface. I love Scarface, man. Scarface, Tupac was doing it.
chop it up.
A whole lot. UGK, Bumby, the syllables.
Talking that stuff, underground kings. Yeah.
That man be tiptoeing on beats, man.
Yeah.
Seriously. Tiptoes on beats.
That was a different type of industry.
And he's so vulgar with it at the same time, but it's so like enticing and addictive. But that notwithstanding, my thing is, so at what point does it stop? At what point do we become masters of our own destiny? When does it change from reporting what's going on in the hood to talking about what we can see of ourselves, manifesting positivity, self-determination?
Unfortunately, as a whole industry, I feel like it doesn't. Because the people, the powers that be, and the people in the position to make the calls and control how the level that type of sound or music or that type of message reaches to, that's not what they're interested in. So because the powers that be control that.
And I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
And I kind of refuse to believe that, because like for a bunch of people who are so-called hard and street thugs, why are they bowing down to people that they say they hate, the power structure that they despise? Because the Jews that run the music industry are no different than the police who
because they got a check for them. That's what. Because they got a check for them. And at the end of the day, if I can sell this music instead of selling dope, a lot of times they see that as the way out, and they see that as the light at the end of the tunnel, when necessarily it's not. It's the same type of slavery. It's just different. I flew to New York off of this program just to tie Jack'n for Beats back in. After winning Jack'n for Beats, AJ Amaya, who was the A&R, plugged me with a lot of situations, and I had 2 record label meetings with Atlantic, and we went to New York, and we sat down with Interscope, we sat down with Def Jam. Wow. I had two offers on the table, and still got some stuff that I'm working on with Atlantic, but I did not sign. It was a 360 deal, and I felt like it wasn't compromising to my situation, my talent, and what I wanted to do, and the direction that they wanted to take my career. I wasn't comfortable with, so I didn't sign. I would rather struggle financially and be comfortable with the music that I put out, versus then to eat and be good and not be comfortable with the legacy that I leave behind. But everybody don't see it that way, so for every one of me, you got 100 guys that'll say, man, forget that, I'm getting this money. And so that majority rules.
So for those who don't know, can you kindly explain to them what a 360 deal is?
A 360 deal was pretty much 360. What goes around comes around. So everything that they give you, they get back. But because they gave it to you first, when they get it back, it's with interest. So off top, they like, yo, we give you $50,000 off top. And that sounds like a lot of money, but you got to pay for your whole project. So you got to get your single, your videos done, you got to get your studio time, you got to do your PR, your marketing, everything off this $50,000 on top of regular life. I got a daughter to take care of, I got bills to pay on top of that as well too. So then off that $50,000 they give you, they end up gonna get $100,000 back off of that. So let's just say you sign that 360 deal when they get 70% of your publishing. You cool with 30%, and you sell them. You make $1 million. You generate $1 million. They got 70% of that. That's $700,000. They give you $300,000, but you got to give them that $100,000 back from that advance they gave you. So now you're down to $200,000. Lawyers, fees, and all of that type of stuff. Once you break it down, off of that $1 million, you can end up walking away with $100,000, $150,000 that, you know, out of $1 million, when as an independent artist, I can control my release dates, control my sound, put out what I want to, and if I sell 10,000 copies at $10 a pop, which I'm on the road to doing, that's 100,000, but the whole 100 is mine.
Definitely.
You just gotta be tenacious, you know what I'm saying, and diligent and focused, and not accept the first thing they throw out to you. And it's really easy, but it's just a lot of people. Some people need that. Some people need the labels to dictate that and control them. And some people got it honestly where they just self-made and can handle that. It ain't for everybody.
I want to jump in there and answer your original question in terms of, you know, why artists are afraid to, I guess, be bold. I think with anything in life, change is a gradual process. You know what I'm saying? If you use the one thing all the time, you know, it's hard to just be rebellious and say, I'm gonna go against the grain and you guys are going to accept me, because this is what I've been programmed to. Anything anything that we are seeing on TV, in our music, you know, everything is influential, especially when we're kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We spoke on, a few of the rap artists that you like and everything like that, and the different times that we've been in, you know what I mean? Think about just in terms of fashion, you know what I mean? Back in our generation, I'm just assuming that you 30 plus or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing it out there.
Is that a good or bad thing? You kind of play with me. Okay.
But, you know, back in our day was like the baggier the clothes was, the cooler it was, you know what I mean? And even though, you know, back then in sagging, you know, it was just probably the waistband of our drawers showing. Now, like, people's whole behinds is out, you know what I mean? And it's like,
what
right, and then the tighter the pants are now is like the cool thing. Like, when did all of this change? So, you know, everything is influential, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, what is exposed to you and everything. And, you know, it's hard to, you know, step against the grain, but we see glimpses of that. Kanye West made out a song, Jesus Walks, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar, you know, I Love Myself. We see glimpses of it, but just like the revolution, man, it's definitely.
Okay. 30 seconds each. Last question for each of y'all to answer. What do you want to see come out this new generation of artists?
Authenticity, man. You know, I can't even stress what you said before in terms of, you know, reporting from the hood. Not everybody is cut from that cloth, you know what I'm saying? I graduated from Morehouse College, but I also lived in the hood. So I feel like I definitely have a balance of both, you know what I mean? I can identify with the streets, I have street knowledge, I'm good in any city that I go to, but I'm also, you know, one that values education, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely had a mother and father at home that raised me right. So speak about what it is about you and your life, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a regular guy from Chicago, but, you know, if I had to say anything, authenticity.
For me, it would be originality. A lot of people jump on the wave of what sounds good at the moment, and they become trend rappers. Like, I seen cats rapping for 10 years. When the drill thing hit Chicago, it was cats that was 30 years old that was drilling and sounding like Chief Keef, that sounded like Common before that. Just do you. If it's meant to be, it's gonna be regardless. Your destiny is your destiny. A lot of people just change and go with the sound. You know, Dirk and Fetty Wap and a lot of people making the auto-tune and the rap, and now all the up-and-coming rappers sound like that. It's just, you know, do you, and it will take longer. It's gonna be harder to build your fan base. It's gonna be harder and longer to break into the game, but you will do it if you stay true to your sound and true to yourself and build your brand. That's what I tell people all the time. Build your brand. Stop building somebody else's brand or being focused on them. Build your own brand and stay true to your sound, and you gonna win. I can attest to that because I'm doing just fine independently, and I'm sitting here, and this is my first time ever in life being in DC, and I'm on a radio show. So
I know that's right. Let's give them a hand. Jeff Mimms and Sinatris. Two Chi-Town brothers coming to DC, giving opportunity. And I forgot, I'm going to give you guys the floor real quick. Just talk about the contest. When's it popping off, and where can DC artists go to get their chance at 5 G's and a possible record contract?
No doubt, no doubt. So it's multiple ways you can get in tune with us. You can go to Jack'n for Beats, it's spelled JACKNFORBEATS.com, or if everybody has a cell phone in the room, text 68405, text DC or DMV. It doesn't matter if you either one, you'll come in there, and we'll let you guys know where we're at. September 15th is actually when we actually kick off the entire program. It's going to be hosted by my man Ty Dolla $ign, and it's going to be at Blind Wino. It's definitely a free event. Free Jack Honey if you are 21 and drink responsibly, of course.
Right.
And no doubt, no doubt. And we'll be here for 2.5 months. So we're here till November 5th. So we want to hit them bars. We want to hear a real opportunity that's at your doorstep. We want to hear what you guys got. So come on out, get in tune with this. Jack'n for Beats is the movement.
Man, All Eyes on DC, sponsored by Listen Up. This has been another segment. Let's give them another hand, y'all.